SciFi Surprize Series continues with Eegah! Eegah! Aww. Yep, here we go, folks. So, hey everyone, it is Shannon, and I'm here to share all about the 42nd film in the SciFi Surprize Series, working my way through all 50 films in the science fiction collection, and this selection is Eegah. I was actually really looking forward to watching Eegah. I knew nothing about Eegah, but it's just the fact that the title is so crazy. It's like, what the heck is Eegah? What does it mean? It's just the name of the monster. I thought it might have been a little more involved than that, but there's not too much to get involved with. With this film. But first, as always, the big question is this science fiction? And I have to say, I guess so. The idea is that Eegah is a prehistoric man who has lived, an extraordinarily long time, and he's a giant and drank water, as did his family, and they live longer. So, I guess, they quote the Bible for this, so I don't know, I can say yes to science fiction for that. But I would more of going, this is sort of the land of, it is a monster movie in a way, because Eegah can definitely be interpreted as a monster, so if you're a monster movie fan, it's not bad. But it does sort of have, as many of these films do, a sort of beach quality to it. Although they never go on a beach, they are in the desert, and there is, one of the main characters lives in, they always call it the restaurant, but it has a pool, so it feels more like a hotel, so that's a bit weird. So there's a beachy feel to it, and it definitely has a drive-in movie feel. The plot's not that hard to follow, it's fun in a lot of ways. The characters are young, and they're sort of fun-spirited, but have to deal with all the chaos and that kind of stuff. And there's fair amount, not a ton, but some, scenes at the pool and songs and groovy music and all that stuff, and one of the characters actually sings a song. It's actually, I think one of my favorite moments of the movie is when he's out in the desert with the girl, and he sings a song. He brought his guitar, because to the desert, what do you always bring? A shotgun, a shovel, and your guitar, right? No food, but a shotgun, a shovel, and your guitar, right? So he's singing his song, and you can hear backup singers and drums just coming from somewhere in the desert. Crazy! As is the fact that he's singing songs that are always like the chorus and the title of the song is always a girl's name, but it's never his girlfriend's name. So there's lots of sort of fun, crazy things like that. In terms of the movie, there were lots of things that I didn't like about it, because Eegah is very, as with monster films, this actually has very much a formula of a lot of monster films, and particularly sort of werewolf films, where the monster, well, not only werewolf, King Kong, where the werewolf sort of falls for the girl, and he sort of wants the girl, but he paws at the girl a lot, and that's pretty, I'm not into that. That's just a little weird, especially when it's encouraged by other people to let it happen, so that, so that it doesn't get angry. I'm like, what's that trying to say? Nothing good! Nothing good! So, but on the flip side of things, some of the cool things are the groovy music is really groovy. I loved it. I love the beach movie feel to it. And Eegah is actually played by Richard Kiel, who, if you're a James Bond fan, he plays Jaws in The Spy Who Loved Me and in Moonraker. So, if you're going, who is that? Let's see who it is. So it's pretty cool to see him. He's huge, he's like 6'2" and stuff like that. 7'2", so he is really tall. But the sort of like prehistoric thing, one of the things some of the monster movies that sort of land in between, like, monsters are attacking and monsters among us, there's these sort of non-communicative monsters that are just sort of, and I don't always love movies of that ilk, because, in essence, Eegah is just being Eegah. He's not trying to kill everyone. and he's not trying to deceive everyone. He's just sort of doing his own thing, and that doesn't really mesh with, you know, human life. So, you know, but there isn't really any communication. He makes lots of grunting noises and all this kind of stuff, so it's kind of like, I don't know. Anyway, so, you know, it has definitely a familiar formula for monster movies, but I thought there was a fair amount enjoyable about it, and apparently, according to the trivia on IMDb, that it's the guy who plays the father is actually the producer of the film, and apparently creating the film nearly bankrupted him, but then it went on to become a huge, like make $1 million kind of film, which is amazing. So at that time, it's from I don't remember when it's from. I remember it's on my list. Here it is, 1962. So I'm sure that went a long way then. And so, you know, so I don't know, if you like the sort of fun-spirited monster beach type stuff, definitely check out Eegah. And it was funny because as I was looking at Eegah, I was pulling it out and from the list, and I looked at where it was, and it was on the last disc on the second side, and it was the last movie in the collection. And then I thought to myself, here we are, December 28th. I wanted to do this for all of 2013, and I just happened to pick, very close to the end of the year, the last movie in the collection. So I took that as a sign from the Monster Gods, and I am going to call it here at 42 movies. I think 42 out of 50 ain't bad. 84%. Most people are happy with that as a mark, so I should be happy with that in terms of how much I got through this collection. I definitely watched lots of movies I enjoyed, and there are ones that are left, and it's not that I'm never going to watch them or anything like that. It's hilarious. I think there's 8 left, including Gamera the Invincible, which I think is what the cover is from, as well as Horrors of Spider Island, Killers from Space, Queen of the Amazons, that's probably a Sword and Sandals movie, Snow Beast, Teenagers from Outer Space, which I'm pretty sure is one of the big, huge cult classics. They Came from Beyond Space, I actually kind of really want to watch that one, and White Pongo, which I would be so surprised if it just doesn't offend me. So I would even say out of those 8, probably only 6 are science fiction. So, but what I am going to do is I am going to do a wrap-up vlog about, you know, my favorites or the worst ones or what I learned from the experience, what was fun about it, what I could pass. But considering that this has been a very challenging year for me, the fact that I even continued this at all, I think is a win. And I'd rather call it at 42 on the awesomeness of Eegah and go forward in 2014 with other endeavors. So that's what I'm going to do. I will do a wrap-up and share more goodness, but for now, that is the last movie. And I'm like, I don't remember where I put my cards. For SciFi Surprize! SciFi Surprize! It was fun, and I think I did pretty good. So, I hope that was a good decision. We'll see. Thanks so much for watching.